doing is reducing the amount of deflection. That's all you're doing, is putting a nice size hole and then sending 4 or 5 rounds outside of that same hole. How the hell do you do that? How are you gonna do it?
Brace it on the steering wheel.
Well, after you refine your fundamentals and understanding of grip, absolutely. You could brace it off the steering wheel, giving it some kind of home base to keep projecting and sending those rounds out at, right? So the steering wheel, you guys answered it. Pretty awesome thing that you can use. Now, can I use that steering wheel from back here?
No.
No, I'm literally gonna bang, 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 right? So what do I need to do? Get closer to the steering wheel or stay far away?
Get closer.
Get closer. If I can get as close to this steering wheel as I possibly can, taking my knuckles and reinforcing my support side grip against running forward pressure into that steering wheel, no longer am I gonna leave it. So I'm gonna be exiting through the same hole in theory, right? As long as I have good understanding of grip principles as well. There's no way I'm porting by one-handed execution of these rounds without decking this gun into and running my knuckles into with forward force on this gun. It can be done, but it's more effective obviously with 2 hands as close as I can get to the glass, and I am finding a home base, that steering wheel, to then reference and put my force into. Sound good?
Yeah.
So if you don't know how far, how close, hit the steering wheel, send rounds out in through the same hole, effectively porting that windshield. Now what I'm gonna do is just demonstrate 1 round. My point of aim is drawn on that target. All the other holes are marked. Those were shot from outside the car, inside the car. Now we're going to show you what happens when I'm shooting outside or from inside out. So the rake of the windshield now is gonna give the opposite result. Instead of coming in and then dropping down, it's now going to go out and soar high. And various calibers do various things. We had in the last class a 357 SIG that only had 4 inches of deflection from 1 round out of the windshield. My 9mm, we're gonna be around 9 to 10 inches, 8 to 10 inches. But is that something that I'm willing to bet my life on? Absolutely not. So I'm not sending 1 round to end this fight. I am sending 5 to 7 rounds out of the same hole to end this fight. Sound good? Yeah. All right, 1 round, and we're gonna base it off of that point of aim. All right, when I'm effectively drawing this weapon from this position, I'm going to thrust my hips up, drive my hand down to feet ALS, and I'm going to drive to the steering wheel. Notice as I bring my chest forward, I'm locking in my grip and I'm decking the gun into this windshield. 1 round from that point of aim. Solid shot, took my time. This is my point of aim. This is my point of impact with 1 round, clean hole of exit. All right, effective port here. Come up. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we don't. That was the first one, deflection. Yeah. All right, so round 1, and then this is after the effective port. I don't know if this one was 2, if this one was 2, if this one was 2, 3, 4, 5. But regardless, my group went from 1 round and my first round landing high to now I know I have 4 rounds landing where I intend for them to go, to be as accountable as I possibly can in the worst situation I never want to find myself in. All right? When you're ready. Go. About staging your rifle for whether it's vehicle deployment in a cruiser or for anybody really. So things to consider: slings are not always your best friend, especially around vehicles. So if you guys have a sling staging strap, do you have the centrifuge one? go ahead and stage it and show everyone. This is a sling staging strap that Edgar Sherman has right there built into their sling. Some redundancy you can put, and that process is running a Neomag Sentry strap, which is very nice to just quickly throw on and it collapses. That's a neodymium magnet, and when I deploy it, it goes and finds something to stick to. I have shot this with it sticking on my actual bolt there, and it runs just fine. It's never created a malfunction for me, and I run it on every rifle I have. So when this thing is just flopping, say we don't have anything, we don't have a rubber band, we don't have any system such as a bungee system. Another thing that's very nice for staging your rifle is to have the capabilities of breaking down a rifle. So the SIG MCX is a super awesome feature built in that this gun actually works broken down just as this. It's also a very tight package to manage getting through the vehicle as safe as possible. Another one, a lull folder. Now this is not an operational feature. I cannot shoot this with that open back like that. I will have to deploy buttstock and maybe deploy sling. Most likely you guys will find yourself not deploying a sling at all, not taking the time once you exit the car to even get into a sling. It'll most likely dangle. Most likely if you run into a malfunction, need to transition for any reason, most likely you will ditch that rifle and then move to a pistol, all right? And obviously if I'm up here and I run dry, I'm going to seek what? Yeah, I'm not going to transition and drop my gun from here. I'm going to seek cover, drop my rifle, and then come out from a different point of reference now with my pistol. All right? On you! Myself and Dan, we're out, we're engaging. All of a sudden I feel this light reduced recoil. From there, I observe, I'm now gonna dive straight in. Is this a safe position to go ahead and fix my weapon?
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? Lock that bitch to the rear, go up, prom night, use gravity, insert, send back home, up! Now I'm going to go muzzle down and switch back around. If I don't, transition. This is where we get into body blocking. If I am going to take a shot on B2 where Arthur is, I'm going to, from home base, take my elbow out, body block Arthur, and come online with Arthur. Not from home to tracking the dash to body block position so he cannot get in front of, go ahead and try to get in front of my muzzle. All right, he cannot get in front of my muzzle from this point and I can engage. Now, you three, front. Right side back, right side back! Come up and over, face that ceiling, come up. I'm up! Hit the hole, trace the ceiling, come back here. I'm out! I'm on! Alpha 9, I got it. Good job, good job. Great. If you get too exotic, good job. All right,
so your call off first.